Are you not entertained? Is that all you got? Sorry. Good morning. I don't want to trigger any one of you. Or maybe I want to. Yeah, today I decided for some reason that is rooted in the cosmos to speak about SR, semen retention. And I will also speak about shame. I came across these topics within the last recent 3 to 4 years. And I was shifting from a naive state of living and thinking and being into a more aware state, which is a process that we can call awakening, especially if it is an intense shift of perspective and a sudden um, barrage of shifting your own views and personality and so on. In my case, I would describe it as shifting from an empath to an empowered empath, or recognizing myself and affirming myself as an intuitive introvert, and understanding that I was too much of a people pleaser and probably avoiding conflict too much, a person that is too empathetic with everybody, and so on. And what we call, when we then understand that this is the reason why some people treat us bad and take advantage over us, then we call it shadow work, what we do to integrate parts of our personality that have been dormant or deactivated, which could include things like feeling actually entitled to say, this is me, I come first, and I'm standing up for my rights. And the same is to also be a little bit self absorbed and not dissolving your own personality and interest in the environment by feeling what everybody feels, trying to harmonize everything and getting lost in that process. So we get solid, we take shape, we get more pronounced and articulate. We getting a little bit dangerous. This is the only way that people ever respect us. And yeah, I made a lot of videos about this, but it's not a topic for today. Just to give you that context, for me, I learned this from getting to know personalities that I could absolutely not understand, because now we're coming to the topic shame. When people do things that I perceive as very shameful and absolutely wrong, how they can be proud of it is now in a personal situation. Of course, when you expose these people, they are deeply mortified and afraid and ashamed too. But when we're talking about a closed frame of it, they are proud of what they are doing, which was so counterintuitive and baffling and stunning, or no, not stunning, but it just stimulated me to reactively educate myself about what is happening, what is this. And yeah, this is as I found out about narcissistic psychopathy and this fundamental difference of how a personality can be set up and what traits these have, and so on and so on. So going down the rabbit hole. And as a second step, I understood what is the difference. What does it mean to be an empath? What does it mean? And I also, of course, do not blame everything on others. No, I also learned about um, the very difficult questions like, what is the part of me? And this is where the shadow work begins. Where is my, why have I been treated this way? Why did I attract these people? And so on. And also, how good, how open, how nice, or how kind, how respecting, how open and empathetic should we be? Because we can't be limitless, open, and people pleasing if we want to thrive. Now, I said this because when the topic is, I told you, semen retention. When I stumbled across this topic, I found it a kind of a little bit awkward to listen to most content creators who speak about this. And I found it also difficult to speak about it. But I found out that when you speak from experience and having an honest opinion, it's actually not shameful to say something. But I mentioned the pathological form of shame that is completely twisted to tell you that this is not the same. There is people who can do absolutely shameful things, sinful, lustful, manipulative, and actually things that hurt other people intentionally and be proud of it. And this is not what I mean. I mean, you can honestly speak about sexuality without being ashamed. Um, but this is a different story, okay? So there's people who feel no shame, but it's a different story, okay? Now, I would rate SR as a life hack and a very strong one. I would compare it to breath work, and I would say it's not for everybody. So if your life is like perfect and you don't feel like you have to change anything, you have no doubts, no problems, no troubles, whatever, then you would not be here watching YouTube videos probably. Um, and this, by the way, is applying to all kinds of spiritual and enlightening and self working topics. In my opinion, when your life is perfect and everything is fine, it's hard to grow. I recently stumbled across this uh, thing that Master Shi Heng Yi said. There is no choice without restriction. So you need pressure in life, you need a difficult situation, you need restrictions in order to grow. And for me, I went through this story of, from my point of view, it was a long, ongoing, abusive situation that left me drained, and I had to build my life. And whenever, there's a German saying, which is my mother tongue, aus der Not eine Tugend machen, which means making a virtue out of a desperate situation or out of a negative situation, create a virtue, which is the essence of alchemy, right? Making gold out of shit. And in my case, I applied this subconsciously and consciously to anything that happened to me. And this is where the restriction came in. I was hitting ground zero, okay? And it's like you have to let go everything, your home, your pet, your kids, your house, your wife, your family, your money, your car, like, and you think, it goes so quick. Then yeah, I let it go, yeah, I let it go, okay. And in one day you think, I will never let this one go, I can't go without this, and boom, it's gone, and then you do the next, and you get really used to it. And this is of course also propelling a certain spiritual growth, or a growth. If you can't let go, you break. And this, and so instead of seeing this as a terrible tower moment, now it's the end of all days, you just begin to understand this, what happens, as an isolation that you need. You have been together with people who have only their own interests at heart and just extracting your energy. Oh, and you just need this isolation. You start to understand the isolation has a higher purpose. And the same can happen with um, semen retention, because you understand, for some reason I have no partner, and you might also start thinking about the energies in general, and especially in my case, what did these people do to my memories, because they try to attach themselves to all important things of your life. And if sexuality was an important part of your life, they will plant negative memories that they have been acting out to manipulate your thinking processes, so to say. So I often said, some people suggest negative behavior, negative lifestyle, in order to program you, but you should not take this on, even though some shit always sticks to you. This is why you need isolation to purify yourself. And um, again, semen retention is a powerful, very powerful practice, like breath work, and can, in the wrong hands or in the wrong moment, or if it is done wrongly, whatever, be problematic. Okay, so it's not for everyone. And I also think it's important that we have these videos on YouTube of people who speak from experience, because when you start reading online everything about it, there is so contradictive content. I don't say it's bad content, but everybody states something else. Um, Now, in my case, I can say that I believe in my life I have adopted all kinds of life hacks. I also made videos about that, in order to gain more energy or make necessary adjustments. So, things like cold exposure to stimulate your immunity system and benefit from reduced inflammation all over the body and so on, combined with breath work, knowing about nutritional things, fastening, intermittent fasting, all these life hacks that we have. And then I was in this situation where I needed even another boost, something. And for me, it helped me to heal and recover from all the negative memories. And, it gives you also back your original identity, because it is your core, your essence. Okay? This is what you are, what you embody. And it helps you to simplify. You need to declutter your life when you're in a difficult situation. And it helps, in my case, it helped me to completely disconnect from sexuality for a while. And this is also, um, especially when you're coming from a toxic relationship, the problem is all your memories of the past years and all your the way you have been related to people, you was related to people you don't want to attract anymore ever again. Which means your memory of how you perceive people are in a bad state. You need to learn what is normal. This was not normal. I know that I am not crazy. I know I am this way. And these people are, of course, fundamentally different. But how do I now act and react to normal people in everyday life? Because I was together with people who just betrayed me, who lied constantly in my face, who do this, and so on. And this can have all kinds of effects on you, like, CPTSD and so on. But in this case, in this scenario, um, when you're on SR, it gives you back a lot of self confidence, a lot of physical energy. I believe it can help you to heal because it just simplifies your mental game, it purifies your mental game. You start perceiving human beings as less of this is a man, this is a woman. You start to see them just as a person in the first place. And yeah, your perception of a lot of things will shift. And nobody told me about this, okay? In our society, even parents can tend to project an image on you or tell you that you need to have as much sex as possible or you always need to have a partner. But the truth is, you need to go through a time of isolation to figure out who you are after all this programming and manipulation and we call it education process to figure out who you are. And you would waste this time if you try to still engage in the same habits that you have been engaged in. Um, it gives you clarity. It is also like when you're always speaking and talking and communicating and being in a relationship, you can't know whether you're a codependent person or whether you have all abilities to stand alone, to live alone. And it's the same as saying, I stop talking for 1 week, for 1 month or so, to just see what change does this habit of speaking and talking all the time have on me. It clears your sight, okay? And gives you energy. But it also will be something very individual for every person. It can get you into troubles. Some people say they get aggressive. For me, this is not the case. I'm a person that has never been violent in my life before in a way that I engaged in any fights or something. So for me, this increased, if there is an increase in this, for me, it's rather healthy to bring me to a normal level, probably. Um, of being confrontative, to have boundaries. We need to have boundaries. And this works much better when you're on retention, okay? It gives you this natural aura of don't cross me, until this point and no further. Um, yeah. So it has this potential, but it also can get you in trouble, like being overly aggressive, some people, or being too nervous, having too much energy, and this means you need to transmute this energy into creative things, into work, into workouts, into running. You can't let this energy, you can't just sit on this energy that you have. Okay, you don't just deplete it, you just don't, yeah, waste it, so to say, but you use this. This gives you this gives you the spark, right? This gives you the fuel, the fire, okay? And of course this works. You know, everything that is an instant gratification method takes away your spark, your energy, your life force. So, however you satisfy yourself with whatever it is, it's a dangerous habit and you need to master it. You need to live without any, you need to be able to live without any instant gratification in order to function strongly and independently. Just saying this. Um, it will bring you through processes of growth that can be unpredictable. You can go through fever. And of course, don't put yourself under pressure. It's okay to relapse in anything you do, in any attempt. It's like stopping to smoke or something. It's also smoking is an instant gratification method. If you stop it, it's a great attempt to do something for your physical and mental health. But when you relapse, it's better than going crazy, or, don't force yourself to do anything. It's always good to uh, be in the process of trying to do something for you, but you're not perfect, you're not a machine, you're a human being, which means it's okay to have setbacks, and it's normal, sometimes necessary. Um, but it can push you through fever and through all kinds of troubles, but as long as you can manage them, for me it always paid, and I feel like leveling up. And you can also translate this to this Ayurvedic chakra system, you know, where your root chakra is the lowest chakra and it goes up until to the crown chakra. And when your energy starts rising, you can do work to get all these energy flowing again. And this can also be done by breath working too, and mental and spiritual processes of working through different topics, because this is what you want. You want to activate your aura and your energy again after being depleted by the damn vultures and hyenas. They took everything. No respect, no thank, no nothing. Yeah, okay? And nobody tells you about these things, right? About the truth. So I just want to give you a small introduction into this. And um, one more thing, you know, I want to drop on you is that now, from the perspective of a man, there's women who can disrespect you for rejecting them, to say, no, I'm not exchanging energy with you. I'm not exchanging sexual energy with you. I don't. There's also women who disrespect you for doing it too easily. Or if you feel like I have to now, both can be the great, both can be the case. Think about this. Some women will start to hate you when you reject them. Some people will disrespect you when you give in yourself away too easy. Think about, what kind of woman do you want to attract? Do you want to attract a woman that disrespects you when you reject her once? Or do you want a woman that is the other way around? Yeah, think about this. And I also think it's important for us men to be able to put sexuality second, no matter what the case is. And this is very hard. And I speak from experience here. I made an experience with a person of my age, a woman. And when I got to know her, it was almost like When I was together with her, we were speaking, we were walking outside. This, the sexual part of my thinking and feeling in my body got really overwhelming, so that I was incapacitated by this. And I think because of this practice and this experience, the growth that is connected to this practice of SR, um, now have changed me. I would now be able to act and think and feel different about this. Um, yeah. So this is what I want to share for now. Um, I'm not recommending anyone to do anything. Like, I'm not the guru that tells you to go on SR, to do breath work, to do. No, I'm just telling you what I am doing at what time and how it worked for me. Okay? Everything has advantages and disadvantages and has also risks on it. But for me, I'm just shared my experience. Okay? And I stopped counting days or anything. For me, I'm completely into this right now. For me, it's no problem anymore. But it's just me, and I'm in my 40s. When you're younger, it might be more of a problem. I could imagine. Anyway, stay blessed. Don't push yourself. Don't force yourself. We just grow naturally. Rude boy, Rasta. Yes, I.